duck looks at you and they're like, "You were at my baptism." You're like, "Oh my gosh, I was at your baptism, duck.
I recognize you.
You were always the caring one. That's fine. I understand that you have to do this." And you're just like, "No, I don't have to do this.
It's for your nourishment. You must eat. Swing away." Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hey, all you lovers. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome to Snackdown.
With your snack boys.
Grab all your boys and girls. No, that's not good.
Grab all your boys and girls?
Like boyfriends, girlfriends, but...
How about this? Grab all your boys and girls and take them over to Grandpa's house. Because that's just going to be you two tonight. Right? Kind of like a parenting thing, I guess. Let's start over again.
Grab your loved one by the hand. Head to the fridge.
Plug in the toaster.
Press down.
Press down. Hit the cancel button immediately because it's not the right darkness for the toast. Because you forgot to put it on a different setting. And definitely get some toast. Welcome to the first Valentine's Day episode.
It's going to be a good one.
With Snackdown. I'm trying to do like kind of like NPR, but like a little sensual, I guess. Just makes it a little weird, you know?
Yeah. So.
Thanks for just agreeing with me.
Today, we're going
Valentine's
to
Day.
do something romantic by drinking champagne and nibbling on some toast.
Originally, we just thought it'd be funny to toast.
To toast.
Justin getting a toaster.
It happened to fall on
Valentine's
Day, so we're going to toast to several things, but most specifically toast and a new toaster. So grab your loved one. I hope you're listening to this on Christmas. I hope you're listening.
grab your loved one on Christmas and confusedly say, "Happy Valentine's Day, babe."
And make sure it's an early present and not a very late one.
For what? For Christmas?
If you're on Christmas, you're either very late to Valentine's Day or early.
Okay. Yeah.
But grab your loved one. It's Valentine's Day.
Consensually.
Snuggle up by the fire. Yeah. Make sure they say yes first.
Yeah.
Pop some toast in the toaster. Pop the cork off that champagne bottle.
Nice. And then what?
Just stare longingly in their eyes.
And then?
And then you press play.
To listen to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so welcome to Snackdown.
Yeah. And if you're not a fan of Valentine's Day or you're alone, that's fine because you can still buy champagne and eat toast.
Oh yeah. But we're gonna do champagne, but we're gonna kick it up a couple notches.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take champagne to Flavor Town. Mm-hmm. TM.
So what kind of champagne is this? This is Brut, correct?
Yeah.
There's a couple of different styles of champagne. I usually get Brut. Is it Brut or Brut?
I don't know. Can I make a confession though?
Yeah.
This isn't champagne.
Sparkling wine.
No.
What is this?
Cava.
I don't know what cava is.
It's sparkling wine, and it is in the finest growing region for the grapes of Cava, in Penedès, immediately west of Barcelona. So this is Poema, but it's Brut. I'm not sure, but Brut is kind of used pretty consistently amongst sparkling wines to just kind of note that it's on the drier side. And it's funny because you see champagne that says like dry or extra dry, and that is less dry than Brut. Are you looking up the pronunciation?
How to pronounce Brut.
Brut.
With a typical French pronunciation, this
but
would
it's
be
Brut.
Since this is a French word, this would be
So this Cava is Brut.
Brut.
Okay, that's kind of not even close. She doesn't even sound like she speaks French at all. Brut. So if you're checking out the sparkling wine section, and if it says extra dry and Brut, but you want something on the sweeter side, you actually want to go extra dry.
What's the other ones? There's one that starts with an S.
Brut.
There's an S one too.
Super extra Brut.
What's the
Happy Valentine's Day, dude.
So there's Prosecco. That's another one.
Okay. You're talking about just like you're not talking about different like levels of dryness. You're talking about like where it's from. So Prosecco is Italian. Cava is Spanish. Champagne is
French from the Champagne region.
But I was looking at a champagne that was made in California. So how does that work?
And it was still called champagne?
Yeah.
I feel like that's against the rules.
Yeah. I'd be brooding my pants if I was like an actual like
I wonder if they
French
imported champagne grapes. I feel like France would never allow that.
No. Of course not.
There's such a big rivalry between California wine and French wine.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this?
So this sparkling wine
This is pretty dry.
is very good though. So I usually get Brut when I get sparkling wine or champagne, and I like champagne on the drier side.
Do you?
I do.
I like a sweeter champagne, to be honest.
But you got Brut, which is like the driest.
Yes, because some of our drink combinations today call for Butte.
What are you smelling on the nose though? It smells a little. Champagne always has a weird smell to me. Like it doesn't smell like it tastes. So
Right,
champagne is made from grapes, just like wine is. Do you know the difference? Like why it's more like carbonated than
It
wine?
depends on the grape, and then also it's got to go through fermentation, but it's bottled at that point. I don't know, this isn't like bottle conditioned, right? So I'm not looking at any yeast on the bottom, so they would have to add some sort of they'd have to add carbonation at some point, right? But it's not like right then and there. So they just have a really dry white wine and then they carbonate it. But classically, like there would be probably a little bit of yeast on the bottom.
Yeah, so it says yeast and sugar are added to the wine in a closed container and left to ferment. And sparkling wine is made through a second fermentation process. So that just it probably makes it more like...
Well, the second fermentation...
is what gives it all that carbonation?
Yeah. So second fermentation can be like after the wine's fermented all the way, then you can either add stuff and then let it ferment all the way, or you can add stuff and then bottle it, and then it'll ferment more, and then it'll add a bunch of carbonation.
Which is why it's like ready to explode when you open a champagne.
Well, so if you're making if you're making beer at home, right? So you'll do like the first fermentation, and you can do other steps with it, but if you're making just a very classic, straightforward beer, you let it ferment all the way. Then you add sugar cubes after you've kind of filtered it all out. Sometimes you'll add like a little sugar torpedo to each individual bottle that you're bottling or capping. And then you let that sit for 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on the beer. Then that'll add its own carbonation to it. But we're not seeing must be very consistently carbonated, right? You don't want a bunch of champagne bombs. So they stop the fermentation and then they add the carbonation at the end. I think.
It's good though.
It's very good.
So have you ever had obviously you've had real champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Can you taste the difference between champagne and sparkling wine?
No, I can't.
I haven't, which someone will probably click off right now. But
No, I don't think we have those people listening.
yeah,
I
think there is definitely a
we've
difference
weeded
in
people
the
out.
bottom shelf, $6 sparkling wines.
yeah.
But I think there's a difference between that and regular wine anyways. But if you're buying a decent sparkling wine versus champagne, I think it's all good.
It's just like anything.
I've bought expensive champagne before. I don't really taste a difference after a certain point. I feel like the dry carbonation, I don't get a ton of flavor.
I also don't think that to be a champagne expert, you have to have a pretty decent amount of champagne, right? I would say so. How many times a year do you have champagne?
Twice.
Yeah.
And I don't think you go out and champagne's such a celebration drink. Mm-hmm. You don't go out and get dinner and champagne often.
No. And the quantity is so low, right?
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are getting it for the celebration, not for the taste. And so I've had tons of different champagne. Every time I get champagne, I try a different one. And they all kind of blend together in that classic champagne sparkling wine taste.
To us,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not experts. But I can taste differences in wines. Mm-hmm. I feel like I can pull out flavors more in wine. When you're looking at champagne, it's not a fruity taste with a nutty and oaky afterbirth. Afterbirth. I always say that.
Afterbirth? That's disgusting. It's part of life, but I just wouldn't pair that with champagne, you know what I mean?
An oaky afterbirth.
Yeah, ugh. You mean the placenta? The thing that we were all tied to, Justin. Wow, this really goes back to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
The truest of loves between a mother and a child. Anyway.
You were about to disagree with me, though.
About what?
You taste flavor? A lot of flavors in your champagne?
No. I wasn't going to disagree. I think sometimes flavor is muted by carbonation.
Yeah, I think so.
But we're not going to focus today on just champagne.
No, we've got some champagne drinks. And we have to toast still to some toast. And a new toaster.
So why don't we take a break, get something toasted, get a champagne drink, and toast that toast. So why don't you guys, in the meantime, snuggle up, pause, do whatever you're doing on Valentine's Day, listen to a little Kenny G, Chuck Mangione, 50 Cent, whatever you guys are into. Get something to drink, get a snack, get some water. You got to stay hydrated. This might be a long night. I don't know. And I don't know. Talk about your feelings for once. I feel like
Open
not
up.
enough- Open up. I don't think people do that enough. So
Let the waterworks flow.
crying?
Yeah.
Why would you want them to cry on Valentine's Day?
It's just tradition for me. So. No.
So tell me about your life, Justin.
Turn on the YouTube and put on the fake fireplace if you don't have a real one.
Oh yeah. But crank the heat in the house, right? Like no
An
one
indoor
wants
picnic.
Yeah, you don't want like a cold Valentine's Day, and it's depending on your climate, depending on your hemisphere, it's kind of a high propensity for being a cold Valentine's Day. So
Bad choice for the holiday.
it's a good day to snuggle up. So
We'll be back with some toast and some champagne drink to toast that toast.
see you in a second.
Stop that kissing. We're back.
That's not good.
No. So we've got So Andy made a champagne drink here, a little cocktail.
Yeah.
And I made up some toast in my new toaster. Smelled a little bit like burnt plastic and dust from the first time use.
Yeah.
I got some fresh bread from Wegmans. And this is
Bread. It's bread. It's just bread.
farm-style bread. Thin crusted French dough with a soft texture inside. And so what we did with that was, this is kind of a sweet drink, I think. So to pair with it, we made cinnamon sugar toast. So I mixed up some cinnamon with some sugar, put some butter on the toast, and spread it on. And you give the toast a little tap to release that excess sugar.
It's just toast.
It's toast.
But this is great, man. This is
And so what is in this drink, Andy?
You can find this anywhere they have a cocktail list. You should be able to get this. It's a French 75. I don't know what the 75 thing means. Should I look that up?
Sure.
Okay. So this cocktail it has champagne, or in this case, cava. It's got gin. It has lemon juice, sugar, and at that point, it's shaken. It's named after a field gun. Like, it's named after a gun from the First World War. It was able to fire 15 rounds per minute. 15 rounds per minute.
Wow, fast gun.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do 15 shots of a French 75 in a minute.
What? 15 shots of this in a minute?
Drink,
yeah. I mean, this is an artillery. That's a cannon, right?
Yeah.
That's not just a gun, right?
Maybe this is what they were drinking while they were shooting the French 75. Cheers.
Maybe that is not a winning method.
No.
So let's try the drink first, maybe, and then we'll get into some of the.
Should we toast?
Yeah. Here's to getting a toaster, man.
Yeah. Here's to the toaster. To toasting things in the future.
Just toasting things in general.
Yeah.
Let's.
I can toast some steaks. I can toast some.
Toast steaks. Don't invite me over during toasting steak night or after. For a long period of time. It's going to taste awful, right?
Yeah, it will.
You'll be like, hey, how'd you get E. coli? And you're like, I was toasting some bread after I had toast night with the steaks. But, here's to the toast. Here's to the toaster.
Here's to the toaster.
Here's to snack
down. That's good. It's like a champagne lemonade.
It's like a martini, too, Mm-hmm. It's almost like more of like a flavored martini at this point.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it's other than the lemon juice, it's kind of similar to a gimlet. You got the gin and the sugar. All you would need is the lime juice, but you switch it with lemon juice, throw a little champagne in there.
And the sugar's pretty subtle. And so it called for a super fine sugar, but can you see sugar at the bottom?
Yeah.
Cool. That should have been mixed in a little better. I mean, I shook it for quite a long time, right? Mm-hmm. So typically it might be like a touch sweeter, but it's still kind of a dry drink.
Yeah. It's interesting, gin.
It's a delicate drink.
So I like gin now that we've had a couple gin drinks.
Yeah.
And I've been drinking a lot of gimlets lately. But gin is a very powerful liquor.
Aphrodisiac.
No, like it's got a very strong flavor. Like it's a very, like you can throw vodka or rum or something in a mixed drink and you can kind of taste it, but it mixes in very well. Like gin, I can always pick out gin. Mm-hmm. That
hard to hide.
The juniper berry taste. Like it blends well. Like gin is good in drinks, but I can always like pick out the gin.
Mm-hmm. Find the gin. How are the looks on this?
Pin the gin on the cocktail.
Nice.
The looks are very good. You did a very good job with the thinly curled lemon peel.
Wow, very romantic. Can I?
So do you have do you and Kaylin have like a routine every Valentine's Day? Like we go to this restaurant or eat this thing, or every Valentine's Day is like trying to do something different?
There's no routine. I don't think we really have a bunch of routines. I think we try to kind of keep each other on our toes. Yeah. Which doesn't.
And is it like falling on you to plan, or do you both plan?
No, I think we both plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we both.
That's good.
I think we both kind of enjoy planning. I mean, maybe not enjoy planning, but especially now, like we're just kind of like, well, we're getting out of the house. That's kind of cool.
It's the one night a year.
Yeah. Can I tell you the first Valentine's Day Kaylin and I spent together?
Yeah, you can.
Just be quick. So beer up until maybe the start of the 20-teens, beer was kind of like, you know, I'm not going to say like, oh, it was all 5%, but like 5% was like a standard, right? Mm-hmm. Like kind of like maybe 7%. Anyway, so I was making like a penne vodka, and Kaylin came over, and I think she brought beer, and I made the penne vodka. You know, we started drinking a beer. I think we had like 2 beers at that point, and I didn't realize it was like a 7.8% beer.
You're used to 5s or whatever.
I'm used to 5s, like lower tolerance, and so is she, and we're just like, whoa, like it really just smacked us, you know? And the reason why she picked the beer was because it just had cows on it, and she likes cows. And it was like a double bagged, I forget who makes it. It's a Vermont, like a Vermont brewery. Mm-hmm. But it just like really hit us, like kind of a ton of bricks. But I made that from scratch. I made the penne vodka from scratch.
That sounds good.
Yeah. While we're doing that, let's crack a lack at these guys.
Oh, that's right. So we got the toast. So this is on the home style French toast. We're toasting the toast. Clink. Got a little bit of cinnamon sugar on it.
Clink. A little bit? No, dude, this thing is caked. Cinnamon toast is amazing.
It is. It's so good. This is a great snack. I talked about this before. I love making cinnamon toast.
And the plastic smell didn't carry over.
No, it didn't.
Amen to that.
The toaster christening went well. Mm-hmm. The toast is very good. And this is good toast. This is nice fresh bread. I decided to get a fresh loaf instead of like packaged white bread or whatever.
I'm just going to crush this.
Mm-hmm. And so I like cover the toast in the cinnamon sugar. I mean, I like tap it and let the loose grains fall. But you need that like a good coating of butter for it to like stick on there. Mm-hmm. And when I make cinnamon sugar, I usually do a 1-to-2 ratio cinnamon to sugar. But it's never like, I don't measure. You don't want to do equal parts cinnamon sugar because that's too much cinnamon.
Yeah. So now that you have a toaster and you love making cinnamon toast, are you going to have like a separate jar that just has cinnamon sugar in it?
You can actually just buy cinnamon sugar.
What?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper to just buy it?
It's probably less annoying. It's in the spice aisle right next to cinnamon. You can buy cinnamon.
Interesting.
And you can buy cinnamon
obviously
sugar.
Cheaper, right?
Yeah. So cinnamon and sugar are cheap. But if buying cinnamon sugar, you could probably make more if you bought cinnamon and sugar.
Per weight, it is cheaper to make your own cinnamon sugar.
It is, yeah. But if you're buying, you can buy a whole thing of cinnamon sugar at the same price as just buying the cinnamon. It's just easier. Who wants to sit there and make a whole canister of cinnamon sugar, Andy?
Very good. This is awesome. Mm. But wait, there's more. I think people deserve another snack and another drink. I think we deserve another drink.
Yeah, we got some more toast coming up, and we got some more champagne that we're going to toast that toast with.
This one might surprise you. Maybe not the toast, but maybe the drink.
Just like you should surprise your loved one with a special something.
I don't always agree with that, right?
That's true.
Right.
We weren't, if I was in a relationship or anything, I was never a big
material
gift.
Possession.
Yeah.
Person on
when we did Valentine's Day, it was more
consumables,
something cool, that we time spent together, doing something instead of here's a new necklace and here's a video game, or you know what I mean. It's not an extension of Christmas, the gifts that weren't on Christmas then extended to Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it should be kind of about consumables and experiences.
Yeah, and
right?
Valentine's Day is very consumer driven. Buy a card, buy these chocolates. I'm not big on consumerism. I'm very anti-consumerism.
Yeah.
But I do screw the system. Yeah. There's so many people, even if they're in a relationship, they're anti-Valentine's Day. Consumerism is the worst. But I think it's good. I like Valentine's Day. Just I mean, like, with like having kids and everything, like life gets so crazy. Like you try to have your date nights and everything, but it's nice
It's correct.
that there's one day a year that people understand. It would be easy for you guys to find a babysitter on Valentine's Day because people will like,
No.
like, I guess
It's not.
you need to find a single babysitter. But people understand, like, hey, we're doing something tonight. You know what I mean? Like, there's an understood day where you can appreciate someone that you love. You know what I mean?
So here's
Not that you have to buy them things, but that once a year you both understand, like, hey, let's do something fun and appreciate love.
So here's my plan. And this is coming out on Valentine's Day, and Kellen doesn't listen day of anyway. We're going to draw all the curtains in the house at around 4 o'clock, have the kids in bed by 5:45, and then we have Valentine's Day. That's not going to work. Our kids are crazy.
5:45, they're going to go to bed at 5:45. I don't have faith in that.
I don't either.
You will, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Christmas is tomorrow. Go to sleep, boys.
And they grow up thinking Valentine's Day, so one day a year they go to bed early. Mm-hmm. I hate Valentine's Day.
I hate Valentine's Day. It's when the sun sets at 3. No, I think we're gonna do pretty low key Valentine's Day, but
I think that's nice. I feel like the more you try to outdo past Valentine's Days, like every year, like I feel like you do something great, and then the next year you gotta like top it, and then the next year you gotta top it. I don't think Valentine's Day is about outdoing the previous year or like blowing someone away. I think it's just letting someone know that you care about them.
We're totally in a blow it away society, though.
We are, though. But see, I feel like if you do something great one year, you're like, well, I can't do that. I already did that. I got to do something better. And then you get to a point where you like can't outdo it.
Kellen's a person who's like pretty cool in the fact that like we had an anniversary and I got her something pretty big, and she kind of said like after like, oh, thank you, she was very grateful for it, but she was like, well, that's it for the next 5 years. It was like really cool. Like, it's like.
It's good to be in a relationship where you kind of understand each other and that you're on the same wavelength. Like if you're with someone that wants to outdo it every year you're not, and then you didn't, and you're like, but last year you got me this.
Yeah. What's more than a car? Get me a spaceship. Like crap like that.
Take me to the moon. Yeah. Take me to the moon.
Take me to Mars. I know it'll be a hardship. I know the people that go there probably won't come back. Take me there. At that point, I'd be like, yeah, we'll take you there. I think if you're like a couple that you like to kind of outdo the last year and like you get really into it, and if you're like really into like holidays in that sense, I think if you're both into that, then you found the right person, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's just kind of like this stress and strain on both of you, it's like take a step back. Yeah. Listener, right now, take a step back right now and think, wow, should I really have done those gold-dipped roses?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't like Christmas time. It's more stress than it is fun. Because
same principle.
Same principle. It's like you got to figure out the gifts to give people, and it's a tough decision. It shouldn't be like that on Valentine's Day. Like, it shouldn't be stressful. The whole point of the day is that you just are with someone that you appreciate, and you want to like let them know.
But all that planning and stress relief all comes down to, say it, 1, 2, 3, communication. Awesome. We kind of had the same CO, and then it just
it started with the C,
and then ended with an N or an M. That's great. Very good. We're on the same page. All right, so let's take a we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna get some more champagne drink and some more toast.
So why don't you guys snuggle up a little bit and
get that second blanket,
or maybe take off those socks that have the individual toes on them, because it's a little weird. And it's Valentine's
Here's
Day.
A quick question: do you like getting in? Do you sleep with socks on?
No.
Yeah, it's horrible. Do you climb into bed and then take the socks off?
Yeah.
That's great.
That kills Caitlin.
Really?
Yeah, because
it's such a good feeling, though.
Yeah, but it's like time to change the sheets and like just a bunch of socks at the bottom of the bed.
Socks at the bottom.
Completely agree.
So for this Valentine's Day, take your socks off before. It's a good Valentine's Day present.
Thoughtful lover.
Look at me. I'm removing my socks.
Wow. I really hope she doesn't listen. I don't want her to I don't want her to think that idea was all Justin. All right, well, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Take off your weird socks. Yeah. See you in a bit. Hey.
Hey there.
Hey, guys. Oh, you're still here? That's weird. It's getting late.
We got a couple more drinks, a couple more toasts,
A couple more
pieces of toast.
Yeah.
And then you can spend the rest of the night, just the two of you. Or the one of you. I mean, I'll be alone this Valentine's Day, so I understand.
No, you won't. You'll Skype with me and Kellen.
Hi, guys.
And heck, maybe you do something crazy. It's Friday night, right? Maybe you do something fun on Valentine's Day, Justin. Let's figure that out. We'll go rock climbing.
On Valentine's Day.
Sure.
We grab the same boulder at the same time.
In your arms, I am complete. Your eyes. Is it your eyes? Anyway, whatever.
In your...
I don't know.
Peter Gabriel?
Yeah, I think. In your eyes?
I think his eyes.
Nice. That's kind of weird.
The light, the heat.
Is that what he says?
Your eyes. I feel complete. I love Peter Gabriel. All right.
This toast is great.
So we got some toast here, and this is let me look it up. So this is a garlic Tuscan bread, topped with garlic oil and sea salt. Soft texture, inside and out.
Let's get at it. Let's look, because last time we did the drink first.
Yeah, so it's got a little butter on.
Oh, yeah.
It's unsalted butter, but there's a little sea salt sprinkled on the bread. So
This has a nice crust. Mm-hmm. Really nice crust.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is good. Not overly salty. You do not have salted butter. This is killing me.
But it's got sea salt on the bread.
It doesn't matter.
It's got a nice salty crust, though. Mm-hmm. A little bit of garlic in there, but it's still, like, pretty plain. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when things are labeled garlic, like garlic bread, you're like, it's going to be, like, super garlicky. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like a hint of garlic. Like, you could do anything with this piece of bread. It's not, like, strictly, you got to go, like, the garlic route.
Okay, I got like a really nice salt vein, so I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm content.
This is so good.
Yeah.
It's light, it's fluffy. Mm-hmm. Oh, so we were talking the other day about bread and, like, Italian bread, and I was like, man, like, if bread was like vegetables, like, I could just eat bread, but it's so bad for you. Like, bread is so carb heavy, and so if, like, you ate a ton of bread, you would just, like, get fat, and it's just not healthy for you.
So I used to work at Safeway.
But if...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if, like, bread was, like, healthy, like eating vegetables or something like that, I would be a breaditarian.
No doubt about it. I'd be a breaditarian. Here, let's try this drink.
So what's in this drink?
Well, the drink's called a Black Velvet.
That's a nice name.
It's very...
Sultry?
Sultry, yes. It's very simple. Mm-hmm. So basically you fill up a Collins glass. A Collins glass. Fill a Collins glass halfway with a stout or with Guinness stout, and then you fill it the rest of the way with champagne.
Interesting.
Very simple. Let's see if it pays off. Cotton.
Smooth.
It's kind of like drinking a Guinness draft or like Guinness stout, but like even a little more refreshing, right?
Yeah, it's like
because a Guinness like draft isn't like, well, this is a draft. This isn't like a full-on like extra stout or whatever.
It's like watered down without losing flavor. You know what I mean? It's got the refreshing drinkability of, like, when you're thirsty and you want, like, a refreshing drink, but it hasn't lost much of its flavor.
All right, here's a test. Could you mow the lawn with this?
I could.
I surely could.
Yeah, this is very refreshing.
Yeah.
I could come home and, like, drink a whole glass of this.
Yeah, you could, right? Like, chug it and be like, all right, let's have another. Like,
and then I'm mowing, like, in circles.
Yeah.
Figure eights.
You, like, open the fridge, you're like, Sunny D, purple stuff, Black Velvet. And then you, like, chug it.
I'm, like, in the ditch.
Fall asleep after half an acre.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is really good. It's got a little bit of a sour tinge to it.
Yeah, it almost tastes like a sour beer.
Yeah, that's got a little bit of a sour hint to it. And like, Guinness isn't sour and champagne's not sour, but maybe the mixing of the two kind of...
Guinness is a little sour.
It is a little sour, but...
I think the darkness and kind of the gravity
but
of
I feel
it
like
kind of...
champagne's not sour to bring out that sour tone. I don't know what it is, but it definitely is more sour than a Guinness.
I think, like, taking off, like, a little bit of the chocolate and caramel and kind of coffee flavors, like, lightening those up, kind of reveals the sour undertones of Guinness.
It's really made it really drinkable.
Like, wow, guys.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you had a champagne
yeah, I was
story.
just going to say. So I had a champagne story. So I moved out of my house into this apartment, and I had a big party, and I had like lots of wine and like all sorts of stuff, and I had a bottle of champagne, and we didn't actually ever break into that bottle of champagne, so I took it with me to the apartment. And it was in my fridge for like a year, and I'm like,
Gets better.
because I'm like, I'm not gonna. Champagne's not something I feel like you drink by yourself. It's very, like we've talked about, it's a very celebratory drink,
yeah.
something like that. So me popping open a bottle of champagne and sitting on my couch and drinking champagne was like, I can't do that. So I kept trying to find a way or a place to drink the champagne, and it just never came up.
Please tell me McDonald's.
No, so finally I was like, I gotta drink the champagne. So Katie, I was like, we gotta drink the champagne. So we went on a hike at Great Bear.
You brought a bottle of champagne.
We put champagne in coffee thermoses.
Oh, nice.
We hiked drinking champagne.
You just drank champagne and hiked?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Was yours extra dry or brut?
I think it was a brut.
What?
But yeah.
You were where? What was it called?
Great Bear. It's like a...
Is it one of the peaks?
No, it's nearby. It's a really nice hiking place. And there's like some old like abandoned houses and there's water. It's a really cool place. It's a cool place to hike.
Huh.
There's a lot of trails and stuff. It's easy to get lost there.
It's just called Great Bear?
Mm-hmm. And also, when you're drinking champagne, it's also easy to get lost. But yeah, that was like the last time.
Never been there.
It's a really cool place. That was the last time I had champagne. I just had it just sat in my fridge forever, and I was like, I gotta drink this.
Was that one of the houses you saw?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm describing. Kind of like there's like Spanish tile roof. That's weird.
They actually, unfortunately, so it was like really kind of creepy, abandoned, broken down. And the last time, like when me and Katie went, they fixed it all up.
Boo.
Yeah. It was like, maybe it was like structurally unsound, and so they didn't want it collapsing on someone. But it was kind of cool, and like they kind of like fixed it all up and like retiled it, and it like looks nice now. So it wasn't
why
as
didn't they
cool.
keep it creepy?
Why'd they send the ghosts home?
Home where? They were from there. Where, how many
But then
miles?
there's another like foundation where you can go into like, it's kind of like the like basement foundation area, and people have written Satan and like 666 in the walls.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not cool.
But like other than that, like it's got lots of trails and stuff like that. And
It just says anarchy in the UK. There, like it's like dumb.
Brexit.
What? For the choosy teenager. Sorry.
But there used to be a distillery down there, and I guess some of the ruins are from an old distillery.
Oh, cool.
It's a cool place. But yeah, we just kind of like hiked and drank champagne and got rid of the champagne that was in my fridge for a year.
You know, it's good for like cross country skiing to drink. Whiskey.
Is that what you were drinking?
Maybe.
Little sippy cups.
No, flask. Yeah.
No, flask.
Pass.
Never been a flask guy.
I'm
Ever
not.
get that like tin flavor?
You just have to get over that, man.
Yeah.
Look, you're not ever drinking out of a flask for like. You're gonna be like, oh, a 15-year. Oh, great. And it's got
Aluminum.
yeah, aluminium. Yeah, steel. Yeah, you don't get that.
No. So is this like a classic drink? Are there origins to this?
Okay, so the drink was first made by a bartender of Brooks Club in London in 1861 to mourn the death of Prince Albert. It is supposed to symbolize the black or purple cloth armbands worn by the mourners, and today the drink is not exclusive to mourning. That's good, because...
It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, am I right? Am I right?
So if you're single on Valentine's Day, drink a black velvet.
Oh, yeah. So actually, you can make it by doing also equal parts of stout and champagne or cider without ice. And it's typically served in a beer tankard, although we used a highball.
Yeah, it's not a highball. It's a...
Low ball?
I don't know.
I'll give you $2. Sorry. So you can also make it by filling a champagne flute halfway with sparkling wine and then floating the chilled stout beer on top of the wine. Okay, that's what we didn't do. So the different densities of the liquid cause them to remain largely in separate layers. Anyway.
Yeah, but on the Wikipedia picture, there's a little like black velvet flower or something like that.
Yeah, it had like a little...
little flower garnish.
like a little flower in your hair. That's nice. Like on the bottom, not even like a...
Yeah,
not even a looks, like more of just a downs. So
A bottoms.
A bottoms. A bottom looks.
Well, this is really good.
Yeah.
Tasty, and the cinnamon toast was good. And the toast we just had was good.
The Tuscan garlic?
Tuscan garlic.
Or garlic
with
Tuscan,
just a little bit of unsalted butter.
Yeah. And sea salt.
Very, very tasty.
So would you say this Valentine's Day was a hit?
I think so. Hopefully
yours was too.
Yeah, hopefully yours was too. Maybe will become your new Valentine's Day routine.
You think?
No.
Maybe when it hits again, well, I don't know in terms of like leap year when it's going to hit next. But if it hits on like a Friday or Saturday, like wait, otherwise we need those listens. So listen as soon as you can.
Like, are you coming to bed? I got 10 more minutes on the episode.
They're talking about dumb stuff at the end. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I thought those were pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Would you make this again? Would you have that?
Yeah, I think I would. So which drink did you like better? Or is it like uncomparable? They're very different drinks.
They're very different drinks.
I feel like I wouldn't call this a cocktail.
I
know it is, but it tasted more like we said, like a beer. It tastes like a sour beer. Almost like a shandy type thing.
More like a champy. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cava, but, okay, fine, whatever, okay.
But it doesn't taste like I would think a cocktail would. You know what I mean? It leans more beer to me.
Yeah.
But it was very good.
It was very good.
And I'm not a huge Guinness fan. I do like Guinness on tap. So if I go down to Kitty Hoynes, which is like the Irish pub, they always have...
I mean, there's tons of them downtown.
Yeah. They have a Guinness.
And Molly's
Guinness on tap
and
is quite good. But I'm not too much of a Guinness drinker. It's not my type of beer. Adding a little bit of champagne to the Guinness made it very drinkable.
Did some justice to it?
Yeah, did some good to it.
Cool. That's awesome. So, I mean, if you have someone that's like not really into champagne, but they're into Guinness, they're into like, oh, I'm a dark beer guy or girl, and I'm a girl and I still talk like this, and that's fine, right? But like, if you've got someone like that, and you want to pop open a bottle of champagne, then maybe get them their Guinness and give them a little bit of champagne too.
Yeah. Or
just let them drink whatever the heck they want to drink. What the heck? Why you got to be so superimposing on that?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Come on, like, we got to go back to our basics. 1, 2.
And if this person...
Communication.
Consumerism. And if this person is your loved one, then...
of course. You got to
let them drink Guinness. Or champagne.
Yeah.
Or water.
And if you have a problem with it, like...
Or artichoke juice.
Maybe they have to, like... That's it. We're done. We're done. We're done this episode. This episode is over. Everyone, make sure you brush your teeth. It was good.
This was good. Everything was tasty. With the toasts, I don't think you can compare the toasts either, because cinnamon toast is sweet. The other one was a little bit salty. I love that cinnamon toast, though. It's so good.
Would you have one at a different time of day than the other?
No.
No? So we're not even talking seasonal? Like, there's
I guess
no timeliness
cinnamon
to
toast
that?
I could have all day long.
For real?
Well, breakfast, dinner, I guess.
Not lunch. What happened to lunch? Pretend you're not working that day.
So cinnamon, I feel like cinnamon sugar, you can, like sweets, I feel like are morning thing, like pastries, donuts, cinnamon toast. I can have that in the morning, and then it's like an evening dessert.
Uh-huh.
So lunch, I'm not going to have too much cinnamon toast at lunch.
You don't have dessert at lunch?
No.
Why?
Lunch isn't a dessert meal. Like, if you go out for lunch, I feel like they're not asking you if you want dessert or coffee.
Yes, they do.
Really?
At the right establishments, yes.
Yeah. But the salted garlic Tuscan bread, I feel like I could have that whenever.
All day. All day. Yeah.
Except maybe not, like, right before I went to bed.
The garlic kind of...
I don't know. Just, like, garlic at, like, late
10?
night. I could just have, like, a cinnamon.
Sounds...
I'd rather have a cinnamon snack.
And a warm milk? But, guys, this isn't about Justin getting ready for bed and having his bedtime snack. This is about you guys. So, let's kind of just, before we go, let's just kind of have a time for some affirmations. I want you to
look at each other in the eyes and say, I couldn't do this without you. I will take my socks off before I get into bed.
And say, baby, you can have whatever damn drink you want. But anyway, have a great day. Have a great
and down with consumerism.
And down with consumerism and up with communicationism.
Yeah, yeah. The better C.
The best C. Arr.
All right. Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can listen to this episode and others like it on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other places. And you can go to our website, www.snackdownpod.com. You can also go to our YouTube, and you can call us and leave us a message at 315-313-5456.
Bye.
Goodbye. and love each other to infinity and beyond.
No. It's like Buzz Lightyear. Name a star after your lover. Okay, bye.
Goodbye, all.
Bye. Good night. And yes, and we have we kind of have a cult here on this island, and our women are subservient, but they're pretty nice, I guess. And everyone's wearing Nike Monarchs. It's just kind of a cool type of shoe that's been around for a couple ages, but it's something that everyone likes to wear.